Guys, a couple of you have asked me about learning about how you can make the recoil on your seat belts in your Figaro better. Now, there's a couple of things that you might be able to try. So let's just have a look at this car behind me and I'll point some bits out on there and see if you find it useful. So there's two things that can cause the recoil not to work. One is that they're snagging somewhere, and two is that the coils, the inertia part, which is inside under here, and I'll show you in a minute, is actually starting to wear out. So firstly, check that nothing has come dislodged or moved up here. So these are brand new seat belts, but what can happen is as they get a bit chafed and a bit worn over the years, they start to catch up here. But more commonly, they will catch here. So this panel moves quite easily. This is the one along here by the door, and it's easy for it to get caught and the gap not to be very good here, and then you lose the recoil. So make sure that those bits are free and there's nothing moving there. Now the third part, like I said, can be the actual inertia itself. This is a driver's seat belt. This is what it looks like when it's outside the car. Now, like I said on the one in the car, what can happen with these, as they get worn, these bits start to chafe a little bit. It all gets a bit thicker than with a new one. It can start to swell a bit. The thing with cleaning these when they get dirty, like you can see these ones are, is they can look a little bit better, but then they also start to sort of swell up a bit as the coating comes off them. So, like I said, it can be the bits on the panel inside the car. It can be that these bits and the trim, the buckle and the trim inside the car isn't lining up. And it can also be that the gubbins, the inertia, so inside here you've got a big coil basically that runs all the way across side to side. Now that can also start to wear out. Now, when we send these away, we have them professionally redone and an extra coil, an extra turn put on the coil, which gives them a bit more of that return. And I don't suggest doing this because it is a safety critical part, but they strip them out, take the actual belt out the middle and then put an extra turn on them. So that is something that can be done. But there you go. That's a seat belt. Let's just have a look at one in the car and see what it's like when you've got a new one in. You can see that once they've got the new webbing on them and the inertia's been wound up a little bit, that they go back to the way they should have been originally and bounce all the way back up. Hope you find that useful, guys. Give us a shout if you need any more advice on your seat belts.